Hi, welcome back to my channel. In this video, I'm gonna show you how I made this homemade recycled paper. These are just some examples. So all you need for this paper is some paper pulp. I made this before. This is white recycled paper, just already used paper, and I just let it in water. And we will blend it later. And this is some cardboard paper. I made this paper out of this pulp. And then if you want to, you can use some dried flowers like this, so you have become this effect. And then you need a basket, a mold and decal, and you need some sheets. I have some used fabric cotton sheets, they're very thin, and a sponge to dry. So first I'm gonna blend the pulp. So we have a very smooth pulp, and it will make smooth paper. Add some water, and better add a lot of water so the blender don't have a hard time to mix it and make it into a fine texture. Add your paper mix into the container and mix it properly so you don't have any crumbs in it. Take your mold and decal. I asked a woodworker to make me this frame, and then I bought this nylon mesh and stapled it on by myself. So there are tutorials without this mold and decal, but I don't think it can make as good as a paper like if you use this mold and decal. So first we stir it again so the paper is evenly spread in the water, and then get your mold and decal, dip it in, and lift it. Let the water drip out like this. So now we want to dry the paper. Here I have absorbent fabric. You can use a towel or something like that. I just use fabric. And then I have this sheet that I cut out to hang the papers to dry later. And I will put this sheet on here. And now we have our paper after I let it drip for a while. And then you can take off the decal. You have the paper shape, and usually I will try to dry it underneath with a sponge so it will not be so wet like this. Just look, we get a lot of water here. Flip this mold over this fabric sheet like so. And now
I'm pressing the sponge on the screen so I can get more of the water out of the paper.
So after dipping off the excess water of the paper, you can slowly lift the mold, but make sure the paper is sticking on the fabric, not still on the mold like this. And if it's still sticking, you can use with your finger and like press the paper down onto the fabric. It will be easier to pull it off later. Like this. And then I will just hang it like this to dry. And I will stick it here and then dry the papers off. And if this fabric is too wet, I will just bring it out and can use it again. Now I'm gonna show you how I make the paper in a yellow color with using turmeric powder to dye it. First I'm adding more of the pulp. Stir properly. And then I'm gonna add a little bit of the turmeric powder. Take my mold and deck and dip it in the water. Bring it out.
Now I am trying to make the paper colorful using some food coloring. I'm using pink and red food coloring in this paper and stir it well. Now I'm trying to make one with flowers inside. Just throw the flowers in the water, but you can add the flowers later on top of your paper if you don't want to throw them in the water. And dip your frame inside. And after finishing all your paper, you can dry hang them outside so they will dry faster, or just let them dry on a towel, or you can iron them and they will dry even faster.
So this is the papers, the final result of the papers I made. This is the first one that I made off camera. These are the papers I mixed with white paper pulp and cardboard paper. And this is the same, but I put some flour in it. So you can see the result is very thin, and you can fold it, it will not break. And you can write on it because it has a quite smooth texture. These are the flower ones and the plain one, another flower one. So this is the one, well, these are the ones I made with turmeric powder, and you can see they're quite yellow. Here you can see there are some patterns that are actually the patterns of the fabric that I used to hang them on. I don't know how they can become on the paper. This is a turmeric one with flowers, another turmeric one, and this is so when I had the turmeric water, the water with the turmeric powder, I put some detergent in it because I know that if turmeric and detergents meet, like they changed like to a red color. So I tried it, and as you can see here, it has like white freckles and some reds in it. That was the detergent powders on the paper, and then they turned red, and after they dried they turned like white like this, and yeah, some red. So these are the ones I dyed with food color, with red food color, and it just turned out that very light pinkish. I don't know if you can see it on camera, but it just had a little hint of pinkish. And these are the white ones. They're just white, plain white ones. Here I have some of the ones I mixed with blue and green food color, so it has like a turquoise color. And yeah, as you can see, it doesn't really turn out that green either, because if they dry they lose the water and the color is in the water, so they will lose a lot of the pigments. This is how it turns out with food coloring. And here I have a sheet, like I told you that to dry them I will hang them on the sheet that I put them after I take them out of the mold, and I was just hang them like this, and then they will have these wrinkles from the fabric they are hanging on. And what I do to get them flat like this is I spray this paper with a little bit of water, and then I just iron it, and then we have this flat paper you can easily write on. And to store them I also put some books on it, so it will press and will not like have that curves and will be flat and even. But if you like this kind of like that are wrinkles or something like that, then you can just leave it like this. Oh yeah, I just want to tell you also that it wasn't really easy at the beginning. I had to figure out how to put the mold in the water and then how much of the pulp I should pick up to get a really good and thin paper and even. But after I figured out how the move is of the putting the mold into the water, it was quite easy, and as you can see, I made a lot of paper. So yeah, this is it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it and see you in the next video. Bye!